Hello everyone. This time I will discuss a film called Halloween which was released in 2018. Before starting, I want you to know that this is a content spoiler. And I hope you enjoy the story.
This monster.
In a rehab, Michael Myers the boogeyman is serving a life sentence accompanied by Dr. Sartai. Two journalists came to visit Michael to talk before he moved. They approach Michael to ask about the murder 40 years ago while showing the mask that Michael used when killing. Even though they had caught him, Michael still didn't want to talk.
Out of you, Michael.
Didn't get an answer. They went to where the woman named Laurie lived. Laurie is a woman who survived a murder 40 years ago. When they arrived, they prepared $3,000 to meet with Laurie. Laurie then let them in to ask questions. They ask why Michael committed the sadistic murder 40 years ago. Laurie didn't understand why they were asking that. Laurie says the reason Michael killed was because he just wanted to kill. One day the Karen family planned to have dinner with her husband and daughter Allison. Allison asked Karen to take her grandmother to dinner with her. But Laurie didn't want to take her mother with her. When he came home from school, Allison met his grandmother. Laurie gives Allison the money she got from journalists. But Allison didn't want to accept it. Before Laurie leaves, Allison asks why Laurie left her family for boogeyman. Allison thinks Laurie is hallucinating about the boogeyman. Laurie just apologized and would let Allison understand one day. At night they gather to eat together. Laurie also came to see her family. After drinking, Laurie wept as she told her she was tired of her preparations and hiding to kill the boogeyman. Laurie left them, followed by Allison. Allison tried to calm Laurie down. After Laurie left, Carrie approached Allison and told her about her childhood, where Carrie since childhood has been trained to fight the boogeyman. At the rehabilitation center, all detainees undergo an examination before they are transferred to a new place. Dr. Sartain also moved because of his obsession with Michael. On the way, their car had an accident and caused all the prisoners to be free. A man with his son was walking down the street. They then contacted the police. Suddenly Michael came and killed the two people. When the police came, there is only one person who survived, namely Dr. Sartain. Two journalists visited the grave of Michael's brother whom he had brutally murdered. It turned out that Michael was watching them from afar. On the way they stopped to refuel and went to the toilet. The journalist woman who was in the toilet was startled by someone throwing a piece of her tooth on the floor. The woman then shouted. The male journalist then came to help the woman. It wasn't long before the news appeared on TV. Laurie then returns to prepare to face Michael the boogeyman.
Allison, is anyone home?
Gotcha!
Karen, who was looking for her child, was surprised by Laurie. Laurie reminded her family to always be vigilant. Karen is annoyed that Laurie always talks about the boogeyman and always feels the world is dangerous.
Get out!
Halloween night has arrived. Michael is seen appearing in Halloween celebrations. Michael starts killing people. He killed a mother and took a knife. Then Michael killed a woman who was at home alone. At a party, Allison is with her boyfriend. She gets a call from her best friend Vicky. Vicky asked Allison to accompany him at home with his adopted son. While returning to the party, Allison sees his girlfriend kissing another woman. They then got into a fight. Vicky, who was at home, then put his adopted son to sleep, then went to wash the dishes.
Sorry.
Vicky is surprised by Dave's arrival. Dave came to celebrate Halloween with Vicky. Suddenly, Vicky's adopted son screamed in fear. Vicky then went to his adopted son. It turned out that Michael had been at his house. Laurie, who had prepared, then went with the officer to look for Michael. Laurie and the officers find the body of Michael's murder. When looking around, Laurie looked at Michael. Then she chased after Michael.
Michael!
But Michael suddenly disappeared. Not long after that, the police arrived on the scene. Dr. Sartai asked the police to bring Michael alive, arguing that Michael is a state asset. Allison, who is disappointed with her boyfriend, goes home with her friend. But Allison left his friend because her friend tried to kiss Allison. Allison's friend, who was walking alone, was suddenly attacked by Michael. Hear screams. Allison goes back and sees his friend dead. Allison then saw Michael. She then ran to escape. Lucky. Allison meets with the police and they take Allison away. The police saw Michael in front of their car. The police immediately hit Michael. Dr. Sartai tries to protect Michael. He killed the policeman with a scalpel. The doctor then took Michael into the car with Allison. On the way, Michael regained consciousness. He then killed Dr. Sartai and brought his body out. Allison ran as fast as he could and tried to escape. Karen and her husband, who had heard the news of Michael's return, came to Laurie's house for help. Karen realized everything her mother had said about the boogeyman was true. Saw anything suspicious? Karen's husband went out to meet the police who were guarding their home. Turns out the cop was dead. Suddenly Michael comes from behind and kills Karen's husband. Laurie then asked Karen to hide in the basement. Laurie then searches for Michael with her gun. From behind, Michael cuts Laurie in the stomach and throws Laurie out of the house. Allison, who had just arrived, called his mother and grandmother. Karen quickly took Allison into hiding in the basement. Michael then searches for Allison and manages to open the underground door. Karen, who had been preparing to shoot directly at Michael. They locked Michael in the basement. Laurie then sets off a trap she has been preparing for years. Michael catches fire along with Laurie's house. They then headed for the road, and the movie ends. If you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe, likes, comments, and share. See you in the next video. Peace.